Hello, my loves. Alicia writes, I know that this isn't about love, sex, or relationships, but an article was published today about an attorney who joined the Satanic temple in the name of campaigning for women's rights. I'm a Catholic, and I fear for people who find faith in clearly dangerous spiritual beliefs. Satanists claim that although the name of the Lord of Hell is in their religion, that they don't actually worship him, which to me sounds absolutely ridiculous. I believe that they do, but just don't know it. There's a verse in the Bible that reads, "Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves." What do you think of all of this craziness? Well, I definitely didn't expect to receive a question of this sort tonight, but it's thought-provoking, so I suppose I'll give it the light of day. I read the article you mentioned, Alicia, and for anyone looking for it, I'll link it in the description. It's called "The Death of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg Pushed Me to Join the Satanic Temple," and it makes for a brief, interesting read on the religious enlightenment that a 40-year-old mother had while reflecting on the death of a pivotal political female figurehead in our great United States of intolerance, rage, and regular shootings. That enlightenment steered her into joining the ranks of a religion that, to her, seems to be a powerful tool in fighting against lawmakers who ultimately seek to eradicate the rights of women, especially as far as abortions are concerned. I will say that it's interesting to me that this woman, named Jamie Smith, chose to combat any political destroyers of women's rights by joining such a controversial religion. Surely there were and are other less colorful ways for her to fight for the rights of her adolescent daughters and women everywhere, of whom she speaks about multiple times in her article. Granted, she is an attorney, and if there's one thing a smart attorney craves and values over everything else in their legal system, it's theatrics. So perhaps accepting and directing the rest of the world towards something as generally reviled as the Satanic Temple is her way of highlighting her primary concern, which is the right for women to control how and when to destroy what latest oblivious sack of life rests in their unfortunate wombs. To give you my opinion on her decision, Alicia, I think that it's important to explore the topic of faith. What is faith, Alicia? Faith is the belief in something that you cannot prove exists and cannot prove does not. It is centered around that juicy B word, belief, something that one accepts as true or real despite factual evidence. I ask you, who's to say that the God you worship isn't the devil? Who's to say that the God you worship isn't a benevolent, omnipotent entity that'll lead you to paradise and salvation? How do you know that you haven't been deceived and are in fact worshiping the harbinger of your spiritual destruction? How do you know that the devil you fear is in fact something to fear? The Bible? Your friendly, trustworthy, and ever God-fearing favorite priest? The Pope? Darling, it's entirely possible that the Bible is nothing more than a work of fiction. An elaborate, entertaining, and educational work of fiction, but fiction nonetheless. It's entirely possible that your God does not and will never exist, and that when you die, nothing will embrace you but a cosmic darkness of nothing. It's entirely possible that religion is nothing more than a man-made construct designed to do one thing and one thing only: brainwash and control a greater percentage of the human population. Now, are those things the case? Of course, I couldn't say, because I have no idea. I have no idea if there is a God or not, and not one other person on this planet knows. Not the Pope, the Vatican, or your friendly, trustworthy, and ever God-fearing favorite priest. They simply have faith that God exists. They simply believe. And so do you, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I try not to criticize or condemn religion at all, because, despite all of its inherent shortcomings as something managed by imperfect creatures, it still does a hell of a lot of good for millions of people around the world, and that's something that I can respect. Much like the Satanic Temple and its followers. Alicia, I could give two holy shits what Jamie Smith believes or does not believe. If she wants to become a member of the Satanic Temple, that's her prerogative. I have no desire to drag her through the mud because she's trying to do something to change the future of her daughters' lives and the lives of women throughout our crumbling country for the better. And, in my opinion, neither should you, if you felt that way. I believe that Catholicism teaches that forgiveness and understanding are desirable traits in a God-fearing man or woman, and so before you express your outrage at someone engaging in something that you do not and could potentially refuse to understand, I encourage you to meditate on why people do what they do, and if what they do really matters as much to your life as you think it does. I'd urge you to do this. Instead of being content with the words of an internet nobody, although I'm sure that you're not content with my words at all, I'd imagine that a part of you wants to sling your feces at my face while you scream heretic at the top of your lungs, that you reach out to a Satanist near you and invite them to lunch, if possible. Speak with them. Laugh with them. Teach them some of your ways and learn from some of theirs. If most people had the desire to do so, then this planet would be so much better off. But what do you guys and gals think? I don't know everything. I can only say what I feel and what I know. Never forget that your comments, married to my words, could impact a stranger's life for the better. So don't hesitate to leave your thoughts. Until next time, my loves. And I hope this helped, Alicia. Good luck out there. It's hard for a disgusted heart.